Hey there, you four. I'm doing this video for Lavita, Tammy, Veronica, and Cynthia upon request from Lavita. She wanted to know in what reference or, what kind of description, because I told Levita and I might have told you other individuals that you all represent the evolution of consciousness here, particularly female consciousness here in specific ways, in different details, and that's the truth. There's different concentrations of light energy, dark energy, and pressure that affect the way somebody looks, the way somebody talks, the way somebody behaves. Everything evolves out of light and dark energy. Scientists here have, pretty much researched and developed things on an atomic, subatomic level, molecular level. And science goes down to those different levels because, that's the primary focus here in the scientific community. And they haven't went down to a level of consciousness yet. And I mean consciousness stored in vibration and light and dark energy in existence everywhere. Consciousness is contained within planet Earth, universal consciousness, and beyond in the infinite consciousness. And Earth has a very specific and particular consciousness. That's Earth's consciousness, and Earth has an identity. And Earth has a very powerful male and female consciousness that is evolving now through evolutionary development, with myself being here, being the Holy Spirit that I am. The reason I said it like that is I'm at home and there's people around me, so excuse the background noise. But Earth's consciousness is very unique and very, very powerful, and female consciousness here is very unique and very, very powerful. Earth's female consciousness comes from, male and female consciousness and universal consciousness. They work together to introduce Earth, and Earth is a very special planet. I went through a very powerful process with introduction, and male and female consciousness here on planet Earth contains different concentrations of light energy, dark energy, and pressure contained within the frequency vibrations of dark energy in different degrees, and some light energy too. Earth represents, not only these different degrees of consciousness, but life and death as well. Excuse the interruption there. And female consciousness here, responds to life in different degrees, and I'm talking about different species of life here, and human beings are incorporated into Earth's consciousness. Life, insects, microorganisms, reptiles, the aquatic animal kingdom, the whole animal kingdom, all life is incorporated into Earth's consciousness. And evolutionary development and advancement is happening in several different degrees, in many diverse ways in Earth's consciousness. I began evolving here, as soon as I was born in 1970, of course, but my consciousness transferred into the Higgs field, which is contained in Earth's environment, in 2010 first, and I did not understand what was happening to me, and boy, was that powerful. And I haven't really discussed that a lot, and there's reasons for that, and it's okay, but in 2011, when my consciousness transferred into the Higgs field, it transferred into Earth's consciousness, universal consciousness, galaxies, stars, worlds up there, nebula, meteorites, black holes, universal consciousness and beyond in the infinite consciousness. And, I know it seems like I'm just some male being, some guy walking around on planet Earth, and, you're familiar with my work and everything that I've told you, so I know you can tell that my consciousness is different, or that I'm different, from anybody that you've ever met here. And I'm, going through a very powerful evolutionary experience that I can feel, I can sense, and my consciousness is getting more powerful. But my consciousness is incorporated into Earth's male and female consciousness. My consciousness comes from the most powerful dark energy and light energy from infinite consciousness, and my body is a representation of matter. that was introduced into universal consciousness from infinite consciousness. And my consciousness has always existed because I'm the Holy Spirit. But my body had to be created, and my consciousness had to evolve all over again with universal consciousness, and then boom, down into Earth, and I evolved again in Earth's consciousness. It's been a very powerful, eternal journey for me, and we're at some very important and progressive stages in evolutionary development. And you four, let me explain to you, your consciousness is incorporated into the most powerful being in existence, the Holy Spirit, God, Jesus, planet Earth, universal consciousness, infinite consciousness. People that are in the Whirlpool Galaxy that have went through the experience of death here, animals, your consciousness is incorporated with my consciousness on an intimate level, with our relationships. And when I mean our relationships, our individual relationships between us four, and my relationship with each one of you is different, and represents a different type of evolutionary activity and development, and you four do contain different levels of light energy, dark energy, and pressure contained within dark energy. And let me explain something in consciousness and the evolution of consciousness and existence. Light energy and dark energy and pressure drive the evolution of consciousness and drive the evolution of love too. It's dependent upon how that consciousness or individual, with an identity responds to different stimuli in the environment, and different degrees of time and space that are continuing to evolve. You know, um, but there's different degrees, like of light energy, dark energy, and pressure. And pressure transfers into dark energy easier because there's more dark energy in existence, and dark energy has lower frequency vibrations. All right. The most powerful aspect of the evolution of consciousness, or the foundation, is the integration of the frequency vibrations of light energy and dark energy. Light energy contains higher frequency vibrations. Dark energy contains lower frequency vibrations, and this is consciousness everywhere on the most powerful quantum level. Subatomic particles evolve out of these frequency vibrations, and physicists aren't aware of this type of activity. Maybe some of them have an idea of how this happens, or they believe in that. And there's also wave-particle duality. That's where wave-particle duality comes from. In consciousness, here is the theory or a conception that subatomic particle, there's vibration in subatomic particles in existence, and that's the truth. The subatomic particles are points of thought in time and space, man. That's how they evolve out of the frequency vibrations. Is universal consciousness experiences evolution, with thought, the creation of matter. And when thought is experienced, it generates more energy, but it generates a concept in time and space, and that causes a subatomic particle to evolve, out of the frequency vibrations. And then boom, subatomic particles work to help atoms evolve, then molecules and elements, and life evolves. On the most powerful quantum level, though, with pressure, the convergence of the frequency vibrations of light energy and dark energy together comfortably is dependent upon how much love is introduced into that activity, because love is the foundation for the evolution of consciousness, and the integration of the frequency vibrations of light energy and dark energy together comfortably. And they're different frequency vibrations, but when they come together comfortably with eternal love, that represents the moment, and that represents the foundation for creation. Universal consciousness, when light energy and dark energy and eternal love came together with infinite consciousness, with conceptualization and introduction. That's what that represents. Consciousness in time and space that's represented by individuals, that experiences resistance to evolutionary development. The resistance comes from, not understanding the truth about oneself, the environment, or, why you exist, what your purpose is, completely. And I mean completely with 100% conviction, and life and death exist within Earth's environment in a very powerful way. And there's a lot of uncertainty here with evolution. So this generates resistance in the consciousness, Um, hold on, I need to charge my phone. Something's going on with my charger. Give me 1 second, please. All right. I'm sorry for the interruption. Let me get this going here because I don't want to lose my charge, and I'm going good here. Sorry for the interruption. But listen, I'm continuing on with this, and so the moment, represented by the frequency vibrations of light and dark energy transferring together with eternal love, there's resistance, and that resistance comes from a lot of different things in consciousness and the evolution through time and space. And so that resistance can cause fear in the consciousness. Fear comes from the actual resistance to the evolution of consciousness on the most powerful quantum level first, with the frequency vibrations interacting with time and space, and that can generate pressure in the consciousness within these frequency vibrations, and that pressure that's introduced in the consciousness causes fear, the sensation of fear to occur, and it also represents the resistance to the evolution of consciousness in certain degrees, and that pressure causes the sensation of separation, because pressure being introduced into those frequency vibrations is a form of separation happening within consciousness and energy, and so human beings contain different levels of the frequency vibrations of light energy, dark energy, the convergence of those, different degrees of pressure. If pressure becomes restricted in dark energy, and the frequency vibrations of light energy and dark energy can't interact, can't move forward with time and space in the environment, it generates a very powerful perception of separation, and that can cause a lot of different types of behavioral patterns. It also generates different types of resistance in molecular structure, causes physical disabilities, causes mental disabilities, or what human beings view as disabilities in the environment. They're actually just different stages of resistance to evolution, and that actually works out to the human being's advantage. After the consciousness evolves more fully, especially when people transfer into God's home, which is happening consistently. But, you four women have a different level of light energy, dark energy, and pressure in dark energy. Let me check this charge on my phone real quick. Give me a second. Man, okay. It's plugged in, it's going, so I don't want to lose you. And let me get a drink of coffee here real quick. Powerful stuff, huh? So, you four have different levels of light energy, dark energy, and I'm talking about the frequency vibrations and the concentration of energy in the consciousness, and different levels of pressure contained within your dark energy and some light energy. And Cynthia, you represent light energy in a very powerful way, a very nurturing, compassionate, sensitive, very gentle female type light energy in your consciousness, and that's helping that aspect of female consciousness evolve on planet Earth. Veronica, you represent very healthy, and this is why I can have conversations with you over and over again all day long, and it's okay, that I'm saying it like this, all right? This is important, is that Veronica, you represent very powerful dark energy and fear and dark energy, a lot like my mom, okay? That's why we have the relationship like we have, you have a lot of dark energy and fear and dark energy. Tammy, you have a very powerful, peaceful, light energy contained within your consciousness, and you're a very special individual, and you also contain, listen to this, man, is that you contain very powerful fear and dark energy. And I mean, the fear and dark energy comes from the experience, man, that you've had in life, with some of Tammy, I've known you for a long time, and when people classify this as people like having special needs or being somewhat mentally challenged, which means they're not out, working in jobs and in mainstream society and stuff like that. Believe me, people that contain these certain aspects of consciousness that need more assistance from others, that need more care, that need more attention. It really works out to the advantage of the evolution of consciousness on planet Earth because it promotes altruism. Altruism is like selfless service, and it's about the evolution of love repeating itself over and over again with human activity and human consciousness. So Tammy, you're helping to evolve a lot of resistance in Earth's consciousness. Women that might have resistance, man, with different issues with their mind or their body, and things of that nature. And Tammy, you're helping that resistance evolve here, which is a very, very powerful and important thing that you're doing. Trust me. It's very wonderful what you're doing, and your light energy and your fear and dark energy are very healthy. And light energy and fear and dark energy are the frequency vibrations of light energy and the pressure contained within dark energy. That has to come together properly with evolutionary development. And listen, man, love has to be transferred into certain aspects of pressure and dark energy and light energy, and that can be very powerful evolutionary activity. So Tammy, you're helping out big time. Levita, you have a very powerful mixture of light energy and dark energy, like very balanced out. I noticed this about you when I first met you, and there's an image that I got off Google of this beautiful, like, bluish, it's a light picture with a blue, like this mystical, eternal face of a female being or woman, and it's a very, very powerfully balanced sense of light and dark energy. And listen, man, that's what needs to happen as far as in reference to the creation or moment when I was talking about the frequency vibrations of light energy and dark energy coming together in the moment with female consciousness here, and your consciousness is incorporated into mine. Think about how important that is. You're helping light energy and dark energy and female consciousness in the moment evolve, Levita. And there's been some resistance here with that, man, because of the way that female consciousness has been treated in Earth's environment, all right? And that story that happened with Adam and Eve and the apple, and that was necessary. That needed to happen in the Bible for very specific reasons. That a lot of that had to do with the protection of female consciousness here during the final war between good and evil. Female consciousness needed a lot of protection, here. I can go into that at a later date, but there's been a lot of resistance with the evolution of love and women's consciousness, man, in a lot of different ways, and the most important thing is that light energy, dark energy, pressure and dark energy, life, death, love, fear, and male and female consciousness all become integrated within the Holy Spirit's consciousness, and it becomes a holy experience. That's what's happening right now. So Levita, you're helping with the integration, convergence, and evolutionary development, and incorporation of light energy and dark energy in a very powerful and balanced way with female consciousness on my consciousness, man, in order for that to come together. And look, that's going to change universal consciousness forever, is male and female consciousness in the most powerful way becoming integrated without any more resistance. That's eternal peace. There's a lot of resistance between male and female consciousness, and I understand why in a lot of ways, and I'm understanding more and more as I go along. Cynthia, Levita, Tammy, and Veronica, and Veronica, man, I'll say this, is that healthy dark energy and fear and dark energy, love has needed to transfer into those, man, in very powerful ways, and I described that today, man. Okay, I'm going to say this on this recording, is that I told Veronica, in the Bible, in Genesis, God says, and let there be light. The reason that was written that way, and it was written correctly, is so light energy could evolve within human consciousness and planet Earth's consciousness as that concept grew with the human race. That was to help light energy evolve in Earth's consciousness and universal consciousness, so that could connect with everybody in the Whirlpool galaxy that has experienced death or went through the experience of death here, all living organisms really. That was written that way so light energy could evolve between the two locations, because the two locations are becoming incorporated together through evolutionary development. That's why it says, "Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven." All right, it's because that's what's happening, and is the two locations are becoming incorporated, integrated, they're converging together, and this has to do with the apocalypse and the shift in consciousness. And Jesus' evolution was associated with very powerful light energy here, and it needed to be, man, his evolution. Because Earth is contained in a region of universal consciousness of time and space, where very close, 13.51 billion years old, is what the Milky Way galaxy. Universal consciousness has memory contained in time and space, of what happened 13.51 billion years ago with early evolutionary development. There was an early developmental stage that physicists, scientists have not been able to detect or see for specific reasons. But it's because of how powerful death is contained in Earth's environment. So Earth is contained in a very powerful location where fear and dark energy, pressure contained in dark energy, and death. Death is at its most powerful concentration here in this location. That's why death is the way that it is on planet Earth, and why death is so powerful. But death protects planet Earth, and death evolves consciousness into the Whirlpool galaxy. It's the fear associated with the uncertainty of death that makes the environment, very, very powerful. The process itself is very beautiful and very wonderful and very peaceful. But light energy needed to evolve. That's why, and so, man, here I come along as the Holy Spirit, when I'm born here, people don't know about me. I don't know I'm the Holy Spirit, and so my consciousness hits the Higgs field in 2010, then transfers to existence in 2011. The reason is, and I died 3 times of a drug overdose here. And all I remember is darkness, but I had to have that darkness in my consciousness so my eternal love could transfer into that concept that's contained within consciousness everywhere. Would I die forever one day and go into a state of complete darkness? The earth has probably thought that. Universal consciousness probably did. In fact, I know they did, because that's been contained within time and space, and so have individuals. It's okay, man. That consciousness needed to evolve and needed eternal love, and that's why, my evolution has been the way it has, is that eternal love, eternal peace, light energy. But my love needed to evolve into dark energy and fear in dark energy, and that is pressure contained within dark energy, and that is so. Dark energy, light energy, and pressure contained within dark energy and some light energy can all converge together as one with eternal love and holy consciousness and eternal and infinite consciousness, to end all the separation forever. The final war between good and evil, that ends all the separation forever. So my love needed to transfer into dark energy and fear in dark energy, pressure contained in dark energy. And my love needed to transfer into fear in the consciousness everywhere, not just on an individual, but a global, and a universal level with all worlds everywhere. So it's real important that my love transfer into. It's imperative. So Veronica, what I'm saying is my consciousness is connected with yours. The most important task that I've had here was to transfer love into dark energy and pressure contained within dark energy, so light energy could connect with these other two forms, and eternal evolutionary advancement could be achieved. So you play a very important role in Cynthia, the light energy that you represent, nurturing, having children, having babies like you do, giving life, bringing life, introducing life into Earth's environment, and talking to me and representing light energy like that. Very powerful, Cynthia. You're introducing and helping to evolve very powerful light energy with female consciousness and the introduction of life and gentle nurturing. That's incorporated into my consciousness, and that's evolving here, and that's one of the primary aspects that has to continue. That's one of the reasons why eternity exists, is the introduction of love and light energy and life like that. And so really, all of you are playing a very important and powerful and specific role in our relationship, and I love you very much. Thank you very much, and we'll see if I want to make this video. We'll discuss and see if I want to make this video public. Because I've shared a lot of very important information. Thanks. I love you guys very much. All right. I love you, ladies. You women. Thank you. Bye.